Salutations, folks. Today it isn't going to be so much about a video game as it is going to be a system. And it's really a question I have more for you guys. More than likely, if you're watching this video, you're a video game nerd anyway, so you're probably going to know a better answer. It's really about the Xbox Series X. It's finally coming back in stock. When I go to my local retailers now, Walmart, Target, you name it, I see PS5s in stock and I see Series X's in stock. I already have a PS5. Alright. Well, I've been on the fence about a Series S. The only reason I haven't pulled the trigger on a Series S, and it's kind of why I'm reaching out to you guys, because the Series S I thought about picking up for emulation purposes, but I haven't yet since Microsoft dropped the use of being able to download emulators to the front end without going into developer mode. But I did look at the Series X. The Series X, that's kind of where my question is. I don't see where it's worth the money. $500 for something to play Game Pass on. Well, I'm a physical collector. I want physical media. Okay, I want the tactile feel of a disc, putting it in the system and it doing its thing. I'm not into Game Pass at all. So Xbox essentially not having any, or Microsoft that is, having any exclusives that are paramount to buying a system. I mean, you got Starfield coming out. Well, it's a Bethesda game. We all know Bethesda puts out excellent games most of the time, except for Fallout 76. But they're buggy. They're buggy as all get out. So why would I go spend $500 on a system for a game that I got to get through Game Pass? I imagine it'll be physical, but I don't know that yet. That we know is going to be buggy right out of the gate. They don't really have any exclusives on Xbox right now. I mean, Halo, we've seen what a travesty Halo was, so I don't really want it for that, and I'm not a massive Halo fan as it is. I have almost all of them, and I played them, but it's more of a FOMO thing. I really hold no endearing sentiment toward that franchise. So the really only reason I'm even having this conversation or even looking at getting it is I'm curious about you guys as far as if you have one, what do you think about it? How is it with backwards compatibility with the 360 games? Because backwards compatibility with 360 would be the main reason I would want to get it. It would just be one less system I'd hook up, and if I could just hook one Series X up and play most of my 360 library, and of course my Xbox One library, that would be about the only reason I would get it. But do I want to spend $500 so I don't have to hook up a 360? That's kind of where I'm hung up at. I don't care a lick about Game Pass, like I've said. If Game Pass was $3 a month, I still probably wouldn't get it. I don't care anything about a subscription-based game service. I mean, I just don't. Like I say, I like physical media, and that's the way I want to play it. But I'm just curious of your guys' take on it. If it is worth the money, if you see a potential future with the system, with stuff that's coming down the pipe. Now, I do know they've talked about stuff coming down the pipe for quite some time now, and a lot of it has not came to fruition yet. They seem to be putting all their eggs in a basket with Game Pass. Yeah, I think they're trying to team up with Samsung or one of the other TV brands to have Game Pass already baked into the app software when you buy a TV, so you can just, remotely play games via, streaming or Ethernet or however you have your TV hooked up. And that's great and all, but I just cannot get past the price of the system for what you're not getting with games. I am a bit of a PlayStation fanboy. I've had every PlayStation console. I'm just a Sony fanboy in general. But when you buy a PlayStation, you're getting first party good stuff out of the gate. And the awesome thing about PlayStation is you get a lot of indie developers on the platform. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not a hater of Microsoft. I've had every system they've ever come out with except for this one. I probably have more 360 games than I have of any other system. Even though the 360 was a pile of poo, and I probably had 12 of them, and I'm surprised I have one that works now. But anyway, I have a Nintendo Switch OLED model. I love it, and I mean, it's not, like I said, it's not that I'm hating on the system so much. It's just that $500 price point for what you're not getting, I'm having a hard time subscribing to. But any of you guys out there that's got a Series X, if I sound like I'm talking ridiculous and you've got a bunch of justifications behind why I should get one, let me know. I just really need a good reason to spend $500 on a system that doesn't really have any exclusives worth playing. And don't bring up Redfall, because we all know Redfall was a piece of junk when it just came out. So Dustin, if you're watching this, don't hit me with your fanboy stuff about how much you love Game Pass, and I would like it if I would just give it a try. So anyway, appreciate you guys watching this. Just leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and maybe someone can sway my opinion. Later.